in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead down behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Glad you could make it. Tonight's going to be exciting. We are joined by PJ as the moderator and Frenchy. I'm just going to call him Frenchy because that's what he's called himself on the email. How are you guys doing?
All good, sir. All good. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Good morning. Good evening.
Good to see you. I would take it you are French?
Why on earth would you take it that I'm French?
Because you called yourself Frenchy and you have kind of an accent. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I also call myself Tickler.
Okay, I'm just asking. You don't have to be so...
Obtuse.
Yeah. But anyway, you challenged me to this debate.
Presumptuous.
What? Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay.
Do you know what a French tickler is, Keith?
No.
No? Then you better look it up in the dictionary.
How about you stop being so...
Obtuse.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the right word. You're very attackative. Just be a grown-ass adult and show some respect. How's that?
Bring on the debate, man. Come on.
Okay, so anyway, Frenchy here said he wanted a moderated, neutral debate, so that's what we get. He set up the how can I say it, the structure for the debate, and yeah, Frenchy, you can take it away.
2 seconds. I'm just going to grab a coffee.
No stress, man. So, Frenchy, you can maybe, if you want to, before we start, tell people about yourself and what got you interested in the subject.
Got me interested in what subject? Flat Earth? Or biblical Earth?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
No, I don't want to elaborate on it. I got engaged in Flat Earth. I keep watching your streams quite a lot. For the record, I did not ask for a debate. You suggested to make it a debate. I have only offered to come online and explain to you why your argument about heat causes water to boil is not science, despite what you claim. That's all I did. You then made it a debate. You then decided that we would debate cosmology versus science, which I repeatedly told you that I don't care about. And yet here we are having a debate about whether or not your cosmology is science.
No, that's totally wrong.
Does that make sense?
No. First of all, you wanted to debate a derogatory thing. Can flow of science? I said I refuse to
Good.
to
Now
debate
explain
such
to
a
me why
derogatory.
it is derogatory.
Now you have a
Hold
talking
on,
already.
let Flatz finish. Let Flatzoid finish.
Can-
Hold on,
can
yo,
science derogatory.
let Flatzoid finish, please.
Thank you. So anyway, you started saying you wanted to debate a derogatory topic. Can flirfs science? And I said, no, that's derogatory. I won't take part in that. So I settled on has your cosmology got science? Because we all know the globe does claim
You
science.
settled on that, and I rejected it.
Does your globe claim science?
Does biblical Earth claim science?
No.
So then we both have a negative assertion. Your cosmology doesn't claim science, and you'll say my cosmology doesn't claim science. I've already mentioned that I'm not interested in a debate about cosmology.
But
And
you
to
just
find
said
out
what
how
is your interest?
dysfunctional your debate topic is, I can keep saying no, biblical cosmology doesn't claim science. You've already agreed that that's a category error. So indeed, biblical cosmology does not have science.
I never claimed biblical cosmology as science. You claiming the globe as science.
Good. I propose to you. Shall we then make it about can biblical Earthers science? And you rejected that as well.
Again, your globe claims to have science, okay? The biblical cosmology has nothing got to do with the claim of your globe claiming science.
Science claims globe. Not globe has science.
That's my whole point. So you're affirming then that you claim the globe is scientifically based.
The globe has definitely scientific evidence for it. Yes.
Okay, so
Not
you're going to
interested in
affirm.
debating that.
So we can start the debate with you affirming your argument that the globe has science.
No, because I'm not interested in the debating cosmology, as I already mentioned to you.
But that's cosmogony.
I've mentioned that repeatedly to you. So why did you decide
But
to
wait,
make it then about
but that's
does your
cosmogony. Do you know
concern
the
science?
difference between cosmogony and cosmology?
Yes, I know that very well.
And what's the difference?
I don't care. I don't care to have a debate about cosmology. As I've
I'm
already
just asking you a
mentioned
question if you know the
repeatedly to
difference, because you clearly don't know the difference between cosmogony and cosmology.
But the minute you're actually debating about
prove it
cosmology,
to me that I don't know the difference between cosmogony and cosmology.
You said
made
you
a
know,
claim,
so I'm asking
go
you
and
what's the
explain
difference.
Go and prove it. You made a claim, go and prove it.
But the thing
My proof is you refusing to answer.
Yeah, you're actually debating at the minute. You're actually debating about cosmology.
This is interesting how the moderator cannot even stick to moderating.
We haven't started debate yet.
We haven't
started
I'm
debate
just
yet.
saying.
How am I not sticking to what have I done? I'm just saying what you're saying. I've just literally said what you're saying. You're saying
So you're
we're
getting
sitting here
involved
talking.
in a
We're sitting-
discussion about the debate topic.
We
that you
haven't
should
debated.
moderate.
We haven't started
You
the
haven't
debate yet.
started. I'm saying you're debating about debating at the minute. That was just an
You're
observation.
debating about the topic that should
That
have
was
been
me.
done prior to the debate.
That was me making an observation. That was not me making a ruling as a moderator.
Okay. Let's then do it. What do you really want to debate on, since you can't defend your belief system of a globe?
I can defend my debate system of globe. I'm just not interested in debating it with you because you'll simply go nuh because my holy book. I offered to come on.
That seems like you're making an excuse, man.
You're sitting here making excuses.
I'm asking you what you want to debate
I
about.
offered to come onto your show to explain how your argument about heat causing water to boil is not a scientific argument, but we can turn it into a scientific argument. That's what I offered 10 days ago to you. You then went to argue, oh, do I need to organize a moderator? So you suggested to make it into a debate. That I didn't do.
Go ahead.
I came back to you by email proposing, hey, here's an idea. This is the format that we can use. And I proposed this topic, can flirfs science? How is that derogatory? Explain that first.
Sorry, what?
Then we can continue.
Oh, how's it derogatory? First of all, you're saying it in a derogatory manner. You are making an assumption flat earthers and calling us fluffs, which is a derogatory term. Obviously, we say, hey, fluffs, as trying to make it cool. But when it comes from you in a derogatory way, it's literally making fun. So you're saying fluffs cannot science, which is an
No, I don't.
assumption based on flat Earth. So in other words, it's a bigoted statement, which is derogatory.
It's circular reasoning.
That's not
An
funny.
open question asking can fluff science is not derogatory in itself.
It is.
No, it isn't. It's simply asking, can you do it?
Okay. Can bluffers think?
Yes, they can.
Are you a bluffer?
See, that's easy.
Are you
I
a
know
bluffer?
you use the term for blurf, which is an
Are you
idiotic
a
term
bluffer?
anyway.
Are
for
you a
globe
bluffer?
earthers.
Are you a bluffer?
I know that you use that as a derogatory term for bull earthers.
So it's
which is a
derogatory. Well
conjecture.
done. Hypocrite then. Okay, so can we get to where you're wanting to tell me how heat doesn't boil water?
Sure, that's an easy one.
Go
Do
ahead.
you know the tea lights? Do you use tea lights to keep the tea warm?
Sorry?
Do you know tea lights? You know the little candles that you stick under a teapot to keep it warm?
Mm-hmm.
Take one of those tea lights, put it on top of water, and light it. Does the water start boiling?
One of these.
Yes, exactly.
Got you. Okay.
No, there's not enough heat energy.
Just so I know.
So there we go. Heat doesn't not necessarily make water boil.
You need enough heat energy.
Yes,
You can't just.
exactly.
Oh my
So
word!
your
This
whole
is-
argument about heat causing water to boil
What?
is
You
inaccurate.
still require heat to boil water. It just requires enough heat energy. Let me place it in another very simplistic word for you. Let's say you have a box, okay, which weighs 100 kilograms. Let's say you want to push
have a
that 100 kilograms box with a force of 1 kilogram, with a force of 1 Newton. Are you going to be able to push that box?
Depends on what it's on.
No,
But I
you
see
can't
you're
push the
already
box. You
deflecting
know what?
away
No,
from the discussion, from the
you
point that I
can't. No,
was
no.
making.
I'm
Heat
trying
does
to
not
show
necessarily
you.
cause water to boil. Do you agree?
I'm showing you. No, you require heat energy to cause water to boil. You do.
Yes, of course, but not
You
necessarily.
just said you don't require
don't
heat
get
energy
away.
to.
No. You don't go there. Your argument was heat causes water to boil.
Mm-hmm.
My point is that that's not necessarily true. If you have a small candle that you put on top of the water, it does not make the oil boil.
Because there's not enough heat energy. What? That's not breaking down. That's literally not
Exactly.
debunking
You
me
need
at all.
you need to make your arguments much more clearer and much more concise.
No, it's just
I
you
can
don't
even
understand
stick a
heat
small
energy.
candle under a kettle of water, and it still
Okay.
won't boil.
Okay. Are you claiming heat does not cause water to boil?
Not necessarily. If there is
Then
not
what is your
sufficient heat,
argument?
it will not cause the water to boil.
Okay, so let me make this straight. You're telling me heat doesn't cause water to boil while you're telling me heat does cause water to boil, while you're telling me that's not my argument, while I'm telling you literally you need
That is a
enough
lovely
heat
set of
energy
straw
to
arguments that
cause
you made.
water to boil.
Your initial argument was heat causes water to boil. And I'm only
Yes,
showing
you
you.
require heat to boil water.
Yes, and that is already much more concise than you
So you're
say
literally
initially.
agreeing with me by disagreeing with me, in other words.
No. See, the small details of English are completely lost on you. You cannot grasp
Projection
that a
much.
sphere and a ball are
Projection
different
much.
things. You cannot
Projection
grasp
much.
that heat causes water to boil is incorrect. It's not incomplete.
Heat does cause water to boil. It's a scientific fact.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it
If the
is.
heat dispersion of the water is higher than the heat coming from the heat source, it will not start to boil.
No.
Yes.
No.
Go and prove it.
You're the one making a claim
Good
heat
claim.
doesn't boil water.
Exactly. You're the one that claimed that heat causes water to boil. And I'm giving
does. It
you
literally
two examples
does.
already that it doesn't.
What happens when you, let's say, go up to a mountain where the air pressure is very low? Does it require less heat energy to boil the water?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what happens when you go down to, let's say the harbor at 14.7 psi? Do you require more heat energy to boil the water?
Yes.
So heat causes water to boil.
No. Sufficient heat causes water to boil. Your
I never
arguments
said
are
it doesn't.
incomplete and inconsistent.
I never said it doesn't. So in other words, just because you want to play semantical games,
Keith,
you're trying to
no,
sound
you're
wrong.
playing semantical games.
I'm
Your
not. I'm
argument
telling you
is
enough heat
heat
energy
causes water
from the
to boil.
beginning.
Correct?
From the beginning, I literally told you require enough heat energy. Moderator, is that what I said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, has the debate started now? Now he suddenly is
You
moderator.
did we not just debate
You
this?
said you both said you started. I thought.
Sure
Flat
thing,
Flat
dude.
said, right, when
You're
you
the
turned
worst
around and said
moderator ever.
what?
No, PJ, this guy's a troll. I'm sorry.
PJ, what was the
Flat
debate
says,
format?
right, the words Flat says, right, let's start now then. And you both started.
PJ, what is the debate format?
We haven't even got to debate format because you can't even decide what you want to debate.
PJ,
You can't
what
even
is the
decide
debate
if you
format?
agree with me or not.
Keith, I have sent you by email the debate format.
I
you agree
literally
with
got
it?
it in the private chat.
Listen,
The affirmative case
is
is
67 minutes, cross-examination 3 minutes, negative case 78 minutes, cross-examination 3 minutes, first affirmative.
Oh, you know the debate format. Oh, this is interesting.
First
You
negative
claimed you didn't
rebuttal,
know, but now
6
you know.
minutes, second affirmative rebuttal, 3 minutes, second negative rebuttal, 7 minutes.
So you know the
Okay.
debate format. And you
okay.
said
Then
you
let's do
didn't
this
know?
way. You're going to start now. You with your affirmative case.
You didn't decide, you just started talking.
Okay. Can we then start it now?
Because we're still
Moderator, will
discussing the
you
debate.
moderator will you introduce
Absolutely.
us?
Absolutely.
Moderator, will you introduce us and let him start his affirmative case for 6 to 7 minutes?
So what is
Why-
the actual topic now?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Frenchy. This is your affirmative case for 6 to 7 minutes. Why heat doesn't cause water to boil.
So I want to
will we
know
change
what.
the
Oh, so
debate
this is
topic now?
right, that is it, right? So why did right? That's the topic. What Flat said. 67 minutes. Go for it. Go for it,
Cool.
Frenchy.
During my time there, I've seen Keith arguing cases about heat and making water to boil. He's always been saying heat causes water to boil. I can present sufficient cases where that is not happening directly, because there is different variations of heat dispersal, heat adherence, and as I mentioned before, if you put a small tea light, light it up and put it on top of the water, it will not boil the water. You can even put it under a tea kettle, a small tea light, and it will not cause the water to boil. So my whole argument is that heat causes water to boil is inconsistent and incomplete. Thank you very much. That was my opening statement.
Oh, you didn't. You don't want any more time. You only took about a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's debunk this quickly. In nature, you always have heat. Debate over. Well done.
Oh, wow. Oh, you took less time than him. That was 2 seconds.
Cool. The rebuttal now.
Go for it.
In nature, 99% of the water doesn't boil. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's rebut that. You require enough heat energy for that water to boil. Debunked again.
Exactly.
Okay,
Now
next.
we agree. Thank you very much for the debate.
Again, I've never said there wasn't enough heat energy. You literally been making my point this whole time. I don't know. Are you a bit slow?
I mean, and this is no format.
I
This
don't
isn't
know.
even a
You're
format. This
quite
isn't even a
slow.
debate,
Format's
man.
gone.
Do you
Format's
understand
out
the
the
difference
window.
between heat causes water to boil and sufficient heat causes water to boil? Can you
Show me
grasp
where
the
there's never
difference
heat.
between
Show me
sufficient
where
and
there's
the
never
word not
heat
being
for
there?
water to boil. Show me where there's never heat for water to boil.
Show me where there's never heat. All the oceans in the world have heat, and they are not boiling.
Sorry, if you can show me one place in nature where there's no heat, go ahead.
Sure. Atlantic Ocean
There's heat in the
doesn't
Atlantic
have enough
Ocean.
water to. Doesn't have enough heat.
What's
to boil
temperature?
water.
What's temperature?
What is temperature? It is a man-made concept to determine the temperature of the water.
Based on what?
Based on what? Based on man-made standards.
Come on.
Not playing your game. Heat causes water to boil. We see the Atlantic Ocean. there is not enough heat to cause the water to boil.
So there is heat in the Atlantic
So
Ocean, just not
therefore, you
enough
need to
heat.
add the term sufficient in your arguments, and then you can make it scientific.
Stop playing semantical games. You're literally making my point where you say there is heat in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes, there is heat in the Atlantic Ocean.
So there's always
But
heat
not enough
everywhere.
to make the Atlantic Ocean boil.
Never said there would be.
Exactly. So we come back
So
to the
what's
point
your
that I
argument?
made.
Then why are you
need
trying to
revise your
argue against
arguments.
me? Listen here, you are literally trying to make an argument against me, which I never made.
You've made repeatedly the argument to say heat causes water to boil.
Heat causes water to boil. It's a stated
That's
fact. It's a
incomplete, that
scientific
statement.
fact.
That's nonsense statement.
It's a
You're not able to
scientific
grasp
fact.
that you need to be sufficient in there.
Does heat cause water to boil or not?
If it is sufficient, yes. If
No,
not,
heat
not.
causes water to boil. Thank
No,
you.
sufficient heat causes water to boil.
This is literally, I don't know. This is bottom of the barrel, man. What's wrong with you?
This is lovely coming from somebody who says that spheres are balls.
Do you need heat?
Spheres are what?
Spheres are balls? That was an argument you made
Oh,
against me?
spheres are balls.
No, they're not. Learn the definition of spheres.
Let me get a
that
sphere
are
for you quickly.
two-dimensional and balls that are three-dimensional.
Yeah, the format went out the window, didn't it?
Because the format is completely wrong for the topic.
Well, he didn't make the format.
I didn't ask for a debate, PJ. That was.
I don't know.
that
I
was,
don't know.
that's
I
what
just
it
got
is.
asked, I just got asked to be moderator, so I'm moderating. But the format's out the window, so I'm just here.
Yeah, that was right from the start. I mean, Flatzoid decided that was a debate about cosmology versus science, which I
Well,
already.
it would have been a debate, obviously, because what you're having now is not a debate. You can't even keep to your own structure. I can't find a sphere ball right now. Sorry. But let me do it this way.
You can't stand up and pull your pants down.
Can't
Okay.
stand up and pull your
A
pants
sphere
down.
is two-dimensional. It has
They're
no.
A sphere is
And
not
balls is
two-dimensional.
three-dimensional.
Wait. A sphere is not two-dimensional. A sphere is three-dimensional. A sphere's surface is two-dimensional. Learn the difference.
No, man. A sphere is two-dimensional.
A sphere is three-dimensional.
A sphere is two-dimensional. It
A
has no
sphere
thickness.
is three-dimensional.
Wow.
You keep confusing that thing about 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions, Keith.
A sphere is a 3D shape because it's 3 dimensions, length, width, height, and depth. Unlike
No, it
2D
doesn't.
shapes, that's circles. A sphere is a solid object with a curved surface and a center point. You want me to show you on
Sphere is
screen?
not a solid object. This is ridiculous. Mathematically, a sphere is two-dimensional.
Let's go to sphere.
What is that?
Sphere shape.
Google?
A
Are you
sphere
Googling
shape.
again?
Well, I have to show you on screen because you are a child that doesn't understand shapes.
A
Literally,
sphere is
what is a
two-dimensional. It
sphere
has no
shape?
thickness.
A sphere shape is a 3-dimensional shape with a curved
A
surface.
sphere
Unlike
shape.
other
There,
3D
exactly.
shapes,
Yeah.
such
So
as
now
a
you're playing
cube,
semantics by not looking at the sphere.
that's literally a sphere.
A sphere.
Is this a
Keith,
sphere or
in
not? Is
mathematics,
this a sphere?
Keith, in
Well, it's a
mathematics,
two-
a sphere is
it's a two-
two-dimensional. It has no thickness. It
It's
has no
No.
volume by itself.
Oh my word, this guy.
Well,
A sphere is 3-dimensional. Did you tell me a sphere is
A
2-dimensional?
sphere shape is three-dimensional, Keith.
A
Again,
sphere
you don't
is a shape.
understand the
A
particulars of
sphere
English.
is a shape. Is a sphere shape or not?
Then why do I need to put a sphere shape with it?
What?
If a sphere was a shape, then it wouldn't need to have sphere shape here with you, the text that you have.
Let's do
In
this.
mathematics, a sphere is two-dimensional. It has no thickness.
Wrong. A ball is shaped like a sphere, which is 3-dimensional, perfectly round shape. Sphere in
Shaped like a
geometry,
sphere,
a sphere is
exactly.
defined as
So it's not
perfectly
a
round
sphere.
3-dimensional. A ball is common real world
Just like
example
Earth
of
is a
a
spheroid, it's not a
sphere.
sphere.
that was just 6
3D
minutes up.
You're literally making my point, man. I got it on screen for you.
Google. Yes, of course.
I have to show Google
Google
because
is your
you just-
savior.
Yeah, Google is my savior because it shows you wrong. So
You
when
know
are
what
you
I
going to
say
show?
about people
Okay,
using
I've got an
Google?
idea.
Google,
Since I can show citation, which shows you're just an idiot. Can you show me citation where a sphere is not 3-dimensional?
What's with the stupid
Sphere
noise?
is two-dimensional. It has no thickness in mathematics.
Can you
In
show me
mathematics.
Cannot
a
hold a
citation?
mathematical sphere.
Can I
You
ask
can
you to
play
show me a
semantic games
citation?
by a sphere shape and things like that.
Can you show me a citation where a sphere is not three-dimensional?
I'm not going to look up a sphere. I'm not going to look up your citation.
So you can't
for
bring
you.
a citation to break up your back. I can bring up citations showing you're an idiot, but you can't show me it.
Yeah, sure. You're using Google. I don't use Google.
We're on the internet. We're supposed to use Google. How else must I go into a library quickly? Oh wait, they're closed because it's night.
Oh my God, that's pathetic from you. Here it's night as well.
So in other words, you're wasting my time, man.
Really is.
Cool.
Right.
So I think we can agree that my argument that heat causes water to boil is inconsistent and incomplete, and you need
You
to add
made my
something
point
to
that
it.
heat causes water
End of
to boil.
debate. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Go and have fun with your friends wanking off.
Oh my goodness, what a numpty. You're actually just a troll, aren't you?
Is that
What a
all you
numpty.
have? Is that the best you have?
That's what I had to offer from the beginning.
You're a child,
Which
man.
you tried
You're
to make a
literally-
debate
Okay, wait.
about
First of all,
cosmology.
you
Do you,
can't
do you
decide-
need heat to boil water? Do you need heat to boil water?
Yes,
You
he
need
agreed
some
with that
heat
Boil-
many
so
times.
heat boils water. So heat boils water. What's wrong with that?
Sufficient heat to boil water.
Yes, I know a certain
I
temperature
see you're
boils water.
both.
It doesn't matter.
Again, the moderator
Still
doesn't
boils
stick to
water.
his job. This is interesting.
The statement, heat boils water, there's nothing wrong with that.
The statement would be you need heat to boil water, and then you can go further into the argument and
You
identify
can, yes. But what's wrong with the
conflating
statement?
variables.
You can go further, but what is wrong with that statement? Nothing.
Because in not all circumstances does the heat cause water to boil. Very simple. So I think I've made my case clear. You agree?
No, you made it. All you've done is show that you're a clown.
If you made it clear, you wouldn't have said on your, well, when you were going to depart, you wouldn't have made derogatory statements. You know what I mean? If you were a champion in victory, you should have said, "Ah, yes, I've won," and left with humility. But no, you came with insults afterwards.
He hasn't
So
won
that makes
nothing.
you a loser. That makes
He
you a
hasn't won
loser.
nothing. All he's done is agree with me. Heat causes water to
Oh,
boil.
I know.
And then
No,
play
I haven't
semantics.
agreed
Yeah, I
with you
didn't
at
say
all.
enough
You're playing
sufficiently. Where I
semantic
literally
games.
did say,
I've made
wait,
the argument
where I
that we
literally
need
did,
sufficient
wait,
heat
now,
to
where I
boil-
literally,
cause
and
water
now
to
he's talking
boil.
over me. Now he's talking over me. Where I literally did
Oh,
say
now
from
I'm
the
talking over you.
beginning,
Yeah,
from
sure.
the beginning, I'm busy talking. Have you got verbal
Keep busy
diarrhea?
talking.
I'm busy talking. Shut
Yeah,
up.
sure.
Shut
Keep
up,
on
I'm
being
talking.
busy and keep
Anyway,
on being busy.
from the
Blaming
beginning,
semantics.
from the beginning,
From
I
the
said to
beginning.
him, you need enough heat
You need-
energy to cause
Exactly.
water.
Thank you very
So
much.
he
You need
literally,
enough
so he
energy.
literally
Thank you
is
very
lying.
much.
So he's literally
I win the
misrepresenting.
debate. Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
okay, well, anyway, what I was trying to say while this
It's a
guy
bit
was over
pedantic.
talking me rudely, in the beginning, from my first words was, enough heat causes water to boil. The guy literally just said, I said only heat. Never once did I ever just say only heat. When you go and look at a specific, how can I say, hypothesis, it always clearly, the cause for water to boil is heat energy. Full stop. Okay? Heat energy is the cause for water to boil. Yeah. The amount of heat energy is not the cause for it. The cause is the heat energy itself. Hence why this guy doesn't understand science. Hence why he's trying to play a semantic game. Hence why he cannot get citation to back up his idiotic statement. Now, I can show citations on everything I talk about. He can't. You know why? Because he's a clown. He's literally come on here to show globies are really useless when it comes to debating. Hence why they never show up, because this is what happens. So I'm going to unmute you now, and I'm going to ask you very kindly to actually grow a pair of balls, show some respect, and actually have an actual debate. Can we do that?
I think we already had the debate.
There
I
was
came
no
in to show-
debate. What debate? There was no debate.
Are you over talking me now?
You
Can
stop
you show some
talking.
respect and let me explain?
You stopped talking. You replied and you stopped talking.
Are you getting involved in the debate now, PJ? Or are you
You're
just
not
moderating?
debating at the
We're
minute,
not
are you?
debating.
You didn't moderate at all, PJ. Shut the fuck up.
Because it wasn't a
Hey,
debate to moderate.
listen. Don't start swearing to me because I won't take it, dude. Don't start swearing.
Oh my god.
Don't start
Snowflake.
swearing at me because I won't take it. Trust me.
Snowflake.
Shut your face.
Okay, there we
Don't
go,
start swearing
guys.
at me, bro.
So if anybody actually wants to have an actual debate instead of that clown, I'm going to put the link in for everybody.
Good.
That's
I'm
the
worst.
best, guys.
I'm the worst moderator ever. I didn't get a chance to moderate.
It wasn't a debate to moderate.
He said I didn't know the format. I read out the format to him. He didn't stick to it. I even had the timer on. The debate was over by the time the timer went off. The whole alleged debate. That was no debate.
Yeah, the thing is, if you want to have a debate, you actually have to stick to the format. You actually have to have the topic. There was no actual debate with this guy. We didn't even get to start the debate because as soon as we started, you're like, okay, that's a minute. Great. That was it. It was done. There was no debate because he was trying to make an argument where there was no argument, just like saying spheres are two-dimensional. The guy's a total idiot.
If you hold a ball in front of you there, right, the sides of the ball are further away from you than the front of the ball. That is three-dimensional.
A ball is literally a sphere. It represents an actual sphere. That's what a ball is. If you've ever played soccer before in your life, or netball, or tennis, or cricket, you would understand that ball you're throwing around is a spherical shape.
You're not kicking a circle about. You're not kicking a frisbee.
Hey guys, but there's the link. Come click the link and come in if you want to have a chat, or if someone actually wants to have an actual debate discussion, because that guy clearly just came in to be an idiot.
There's nothing wrong with that statement. Yes, there's a certain amount of heat, but like you says, the amount isn't the cause. The heat is the cause.
That's what he doesn't get. So he doesn't know what science is.
There's
When you
nothing
write
wrong-
your hypothesis, you're saying what the cause is for the observed phenomena. You're not saying when you make the experiment, that is when you control the amount of heat. So when I write my hypothesis, heat causes water to boil. Great. When you set up your experiment, how much heat requires water to boil? Or you can make another experiment or another hypothesis by stating how much heat requires water to boil. Simple as that. Because it's got to do with the molecular bonds. It's got to take that water and it's got to go into a phase change to become gas, and that's when water boils. So if you don't have enough heat energy for that to happen, it's not going to happen. So literally, what's the cause? Heat energy.
Yeah.
There was no moderation because there wasn't a debate, guys. The guy can't even just behave himself and act like a normal human being. So again, guys, the link is above if anybody wants to come in and actually have an actual debate or just a discussion. I was actually surprised he showed up because I thought he's not going to show up.
Yeah, and I was surprised when the intro was over and he was there.
Because, by the way, he moaned today, oh, you're not giving me enough time to have my mic check and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I sent everything early, said I'll be in 15 minutes before the stream. We were. He literally came in 30 seconds before we started while the intro's on. Yeah, so it's exactly, Raza. It's like saying sperm does not make you pregnant. You need a sufficient amount of sperm. Silly semantics. It's just semantics. That's all it is. The guy had nothing else than semantics. But I mean, look at how he came in, where I was like, are you French? I just want to find out if he's French because he called himself Frenchy and he has an accent. Look how defensive he got all by me. It's like, what the hell?
Shouldn't assume. I'm like, wow. It says Frenchy, so are you French? You know what I mean? Mad.
Just a normal, ordinary question, trying to actually, have a normal conversation. But this guy definitely has communication problems. He doesn't know how to communicate with people.
Definitely not. He assumed that I didn't know the format. So
look at this, guys. Note, I stuck to exactly my argument. Heat causes water to boil is incomplete for science. No, it is not. Let's actually quickly do this. Let's do it this way.
Oh, Vicky's Vicky's showing us, I think. Yeah, she is. Went over to Vicky's and I was wondering why I could still see my face. Vicky's actually she's streaming us.
Okay. Let me share screen. Okay, first Google. Yes, heat causes water to boil. Okay. Let's go to the science of boiling. Did you know that there is so much more boiling than hot water bubbling in a pot? In science, boiling happens when liquid becomes a gas, forming bubbles inside the liquid volume. In cooking, water is the most frequently used liquid that is boiled. The temperature when will water begin to boil at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. This is called boiling point, and liquid substances have their own particular boiling points. However, achieving the boiling point is not the only way it is used in cooking. There are other stops along the way to cook with water. Check out the 4 stages. Slow simmer, used in poaching. Simmer, rapid simmer, rolling boiler. Okay? So, these are just actually giving it. But let's quickly. The science. Place 2 pots same size at room temperature. Guess what? Heat is required. Water on the stove. Hey, Sov, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Can you believe what a retard that guy is?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Yes, indeed, I can. 100%. Yep.
Well, that was a brilliant moderating job from me.
No, you didn't have, but you couldn't moderate though because there wasn't nothing to moderate.
He gave me the format is in private chat. That's the format I got. None of that happened. Not one part.
He didn't even keep to his own format.
He didn't keep to his own format.
His argument on with the heat, this is what he said, it takes sufficient heat. Oh, okay.
That's my argument.
Under what pressure?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up go up to the mountain and thing. It's like literally my argument. You see, he took on to a thing that we said with that specific scientific hypothesis was heat causes water to boil.
Mm-hmm.
That is a scientific hypothesis. Heat, the IV, causes DV, water to boil. When you go to experiment, you then work out how much heat requires to boil that water.
Mm-hmm. And then that's going to be dependent. That's going to be dependent on the outside pressure of the medium. Because if you go, I've been up in elevations where you can boil water to make coffee in, and it's not hot enough. It's boiling. You could actually stick your finger in it, and it's just warm. Mm-hmm. It's just warm. You got to understand, what is heat? Heat is nothing more than less cold. Mm-hmm. And cold is nothing more than less hot.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. There's always heat. That's why I couldn't point me to a place where there's no heat.
No, that's impossible.
But I mean, it shows you he doesn't understand science, because if he understood this, when you write your hypothesis, you can say, okay, heat causes water to boil. When you get to the experiment stage, you're going to say, okay, what are my controls? What do I control? Am I going to control the pressure, the air pressure? Am I going to control the amount of heat or what? No, the manipulated variable in this specific experiment is the heat. So what you're going to do when you are going to do that, you're going to control the air pressure, which is going to be 14.7 psi, for instance.
Right.
You're going to go increase the heat incrementally till it boils, correct? So what have I manipulated? Heat. Mm-hmm. So what's the cause? Heat.
Right. Well, see, and here's the thing too. And there again, it's a combination, because it takes less heat to bring it to a boil, the lower the pressure is. Okay. But it's still less heat. Just to put this in context, a lot of times people have trouble understanding this, that when I say that cold is just less hot. Okay. Let's suppose I have a freezer, 2 freezers. Okay. And I've got one's at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've got one that's at minus 12 degrees Fahrenheit. we can agree that the one that's at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, although we still consider it freezing, is still warmer than the other one, isn't it? So it's less cold
Yeah.
or more warmer than the other one. So it's just the side of the fence you're looking at it from. The point is there is always heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, even in what we consider cold, because there's the example, 32 degrees and minus 12. One is warmer than the other, isn't it? Both will freeze water, but one is warmer than the other.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Flat said, it's not the amount that's the cause, it's the heat, it's the cause, the heat energy.
I actually got a video we can show him.
Oh, who came in?
Roger, what's up, man?
Oh, it's Rog. It's Rog.
Conspiracy music studio. You know,
That's me.
here's the thing. Would you rather I go through and list all the possible mediums, which would take 20 fucking minutes to do? Or we can just say medium and all understand that it's whatever fluid we are immersed in, whether it be a liquid or a gas. There is never an instance where anything is not subject to a medium. No way
Yeah.
around.
He's typing in private chat, Flat. In Frenchy.
Or you can type all you want.
He
Let's go
hasn't-
look at some
yeah,
thermodynamics.
there it is. He's put it in.
He reminded me of this story. It was a young British officer had went up and he said, "Why is it that our soldiers and our officers wear red coats in battle?" And the officer explained to him, he said, "It's because then if somebody's hit, the sight of blood doesn't shock the rest of the soldiers and they go into a panic or anything like that. And it's for that very reason is why the French military wears brown pants today."
Numpty.
Because they shit themselves at the sight of battle.
Mhm.
Why does water boil at high altitudes at lower temperatures? Everyday experience shows that water begins to boil at about 100 degrees Celsius or
Oh, at the temperature, so that requires heat.
Uh-oh.
That's weird.
212 degrees Fahrenheit under normal conditions. This can be observed when heating a pot of water on a stovetop.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you heat the water at high altitudes, you will see that the water already starts to boil at much lower temperatures.
Temperature? What's temperature again, guys?
A
I know. Has that got something to do with heat?
little bit, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. Just a
It's
wee
weird.
bit.
Oh, yeah, but remember, we can't use Google to look up definitions
Well, okay.
because I need to go to a library
Oh,
at
yeah, of course.
9:30 at night and hope they're open.
You can break into it.
No, 9:45 p.m. I got to go to a library and get a book to say, look, guys, shows heat causes water to boil, or spheres are three-dimensional.
So you got to do so you stream digitally, but now, or through the internet, but now you got to go analog again.
Hey, it's Flat. I got a question for you. Are cubes three-dimensional?
Yes.
Right?
No, man.
Weird, eh?
I know geometry. Who's the monkey in the back typing?
That's him.
I don't
That's
know who
him.
That is
Frenchy, it's
No, he's gone.
him.
Oh, is it somebody else now?
Yeah, he was crying foul and said, I'm going to go watch TFE. Okay. Go ahead, watch TFE.
What's
Watch Craig, man. We'll see
What
you
would
later.
you do that for? Listen, go waste your time if you want.
What's he say? He's going to go watch TFE now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably going to watch it in his underwear. I guarantee it.
Well,
He'll be
it was
touching himself.
It was that he did say something to Flats about pulling down his pants. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about, man? He was on about spheres. Oh, you haven't got spheres in your pants? No.
I don't know
Wait,
spheres.
spheroids.
He does know your balls are not spherical, though.
No, they're a blade.
Yeah,
They just, by the way, they
call.
called balls because that's a colloquial term for testicle.
Yes.
So he doesn't even understand English words. The guy that's trying to say, I don't understand words. Literally telling me spheres are two-dimensional.
So that's unbelievable. Like I say, you hold a sphere, a ball up to your face, a sphere, globe, whatever. The sides of it are further away from than the apex of it, the front of it, to my face. That makes
It's-
it bloody
it's-
three-dimensional.
No, the thing is, a sphere is always three-dimensional. Only the surface of a sphere is two-dimensional. That's it. and it's only a mathematical term because in reality you don't get two dimension.
Mhm.
Show me
Did I miss
a
something?
ball that's two dimensional, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I can draw you one.
No, that would be a circle.
Everything has a thickness to it. Doesn't matter how small it is. It's got thickness to it, hasn't it?
Hmm.
But that's interesting. The thing is,
On Mount-
a sphere it's three-dimensional, but it only really has one dimension necessary to know what it is, and that's its diameter, because it's all
The
the same
diameter gives all
everywhere
three.
around.
The
Anything
diameter, yeah.
else, surface area or circumference, is all going to be derived from that number.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
now a cylinder is a three-dimensional object that only has two dimensions:
Mm-hmm.
a diameter and a length.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mount
I'm
Everest,
glad we don't
for
live on either of those objects.
example, at an altitude of about
Sean, the surface of a ball isn't the same as the ball itself. Is that so? Has anybody taken a soccer ball before and blown it up?
Mhm.
Is that a sphere, and is it only the surface that's a sphere?
Mm-mm.
Yes, because there's only air inside, correct?
Hold on a second.
And it's in the shape of the container.
Uh-oh. So
and
the surface of the ball
requires that physical containment of the ball in order for it to be in that shape too, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got some for Sean. Here.
There we go.
Hey!
That's not a
Hey!
sphere, Roger. Apparently that's not a sphere.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
not a sphere. That's a basketball.
That's
No,
a big ball.
Damn it.
That's one of the ones we used to whip those at each other playing dodgeball.
It's dodgeball.
That thing will leave marks in your face.
Yep.
So yeah, sorry, Roger. I got to break it to you. Frenchy says that's not a sphere.
Ah.
Damn it. I was confused.
It's two-dimensional, man.
How did you manage to pick it up?
I could toss it
It was
if it's really hard.
two-dimensional. How did you
You'll
manage to
find
pick
out
it up,
how
bro?
three-dimensional it is.
So yeah, I got a lot of globies in the chat, but they seem to be too scared to come in and actually give an actual debate. I was really hoping for an actual debate with the guy, but obviously, I don't know. It makes me wonder if the guy knows how to operate a knife and fork on his own.
I have those too.
about 8,850 meters, the water boils at a temperature of around 71 degrees Celsius, or 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mhm.
However, since the temperature does not continue to rise during boiling, preparing foods such as potatoes or pasta at high altitudes thus also takes significantly longer. This phenomenon, that the boiling point of liquids
Listen.
decreases with increasing altitude, is due to the ambient pressure.
Ah.
At sea level, the pressure is around 1 bar, whereas the pressure decreases with increasing altitude, and is only around 0.3 bar on Mount Everest.
Wow. So in other words, it takes less heat to cause the water to boil.
Mhm.
What was the cause for water to boil? Heat.
And what is it that causes evaporation? What is it that causes evaporation? Ah, that's right. It's heat, isn't
No,
it?
no, it's magic. No, it's magic,
No?
man. No, gravity causes it. Remember,
Well, I
gravity does everything. So gravity causes evaporation.
Refractor gravilax. It's so dumb.
No, HMI, no one will debate me because they're shit scared to debate me because they can't debate me.
Gravity causes air pressure, you nutter. That's from Bearded Logic. Can you show me the scientific experiment verifying that, please? Can you? And do it without a container too. I want to see you have some air. I want to see a chunk of oxygen and have it at a specific pressure too.
I've got a chunk in my pocket right here.
Yeah, I got a column of air over here from that Toon clown.
Yeah.
Look, another great thing. You don't need heat to boil water. Show me why anywhere. Show me anywhere in the known observable universe where there's no heat.
You don't need to
Can Sean come on and demonstrate that?
You don't need heat to boil
I want to see
water.
it. I want to see that.
You see, this
I'm
is the thing
sorry.
they
I mean,
don't.
I honestly don't understand that statement.
That's the
I
thing they don't.
understand it, but I don't understand how anybody could say that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That claim is very simple. That claim is debunked by knowing everywhere in the universe, which is observed, has heat. So heat is always present. Hence, no matter where you go, heat will always cause water to boil. It's just the heat energy has to be sufficient enough to cause the molecules of the liquids to separate to become a gas. And when you are at lower lower atmospheric pressure, you require less heat energy for the separation of the molecules. Hence, why in high altitude, what they love to call space, you don't need to add much heat to make it boil. You don't need to add much heat at all because the heat itself there would cause the separation.
Now we're simpletons because we can't boil water with a vacuum. I understand.
Shame.
Sean's a
Yeah.
genius.
By the way, guys, hit the likes, share the show. Really appreciate it. Let's see. 64 votes. There is science for cosmology. And the reason I said cosmology is because I knew the globies don't know the difference between cosmogony and cosmology. Yes, 50%.
We've been through this before, haven't we?
Yes, 50%. No, 41%. And not sure, 9%.
I hear that rocks cause waterfalls.
Oh, yeah. That's a Jaren.
You know, if I put a cup of water in a vacuum chamber and reduce the pressure, that water will start boiling. Now, is there heat in there? Yes. Yes, there is. Absolutely, there is heat in that vacuum chamber. There is temperature. Okay. Now it just requires less temperature, as the video is explaining, in order to bring it to a boil. In order for it to turn back from a liquid to a gas, it requires less temperature.
You took the thoughts right out of my head, Soft.
I want to ask something to all the globies, since they claim the Earth is a sphere, okay, and they say it's only a sphere is only, the outside, the circumference or the diameter. Great. So, have you ever taken a shovel before? If it's two-dimensional, how is it I can take a shovel and dig a trench in your two-dimensional object? Oh, wait, because we live in three-dimensional reality, guys. We don't live in a mathematical construct. I think this is the problem with globies today. They live in a mathematical la-la land.
Yeah,
They
man.
don't get with reality.
Nope.
Right.
But anyway, let's carry on listening how heat causes water to boil.
Oh, does it? Oh, he does. Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is why it's called thermodynamics. What does thermo
Thermal.
mean, guys?
Thermo.
Yeah, what's thermo?
Thermal.
Heat. Or you can go the other way with it. It'd be really cold. You could.
It's a spectrum, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Explanation with the particle model.
Yeah.
The fact that the boiling point depends on the
I wanna point
ambient
out,
pressure
is that
applied.
in a container? In a pot?
Weird, that.
Yeah.
Wow. You see what's happening. You see these molecules, H2O, is going to separate. Oh no. Because what causes it? Heat.
Heat.
Separate to evaporate.
Applies not only to water, but to all liquids. In particular, it is true that the boiling point decreases with decreasing pressure. This phenomenon can be explained with the particle model of matter. During boiling, the liquid vaporizes and becomes gaseous. During this vaporization process, energy is absorbed by the molecules in the liquid to such an extent that, due to the high speeds involved, they are able to escape the molecular binding forces of the liquid and enter the gas phase.
So phase change due to heat.
Mm-hmm.
One quick
At
one.
an ambient air pressure,
Sorry?
Thermal doesn't mean gas pressure.
I never said it does, Sean.
Damn.
Where did we get that from?
Oh,
I have
Sean, you're
no
a
idea,
gift
dude.
that keeps giving, man. You're a gift
Put
that keeps giving.
down the meth pipe. Put down the meth pipe, Sean.
He calls other people liars, then he just makes things up. What?
Wow, it's funny.
Yeah.
Of 1 bar, vaporization of water takes place at a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit. However, if the ambient air pressure is increased, this ultimately means an increase in the number of air molecules. Significantly more air molecules now collide with the surface of the liquid. In the process, the air molecules push the liquid molecules back into the liquid, so to speak. It thus becomes more difficult for the molecules in the liquid to enter the gas phase. The water molecules consequently require greater energy, and thus a higher temperature in order to escape the liquid phase.
Higher what? Temperature? So heat energy?
Sounds a bit like that, doesn't it?
It's weird how everything is making the point I made.
That would be considered a thermal, right? Huh?
Yeah, thermal reaction.
Yeah. Strange.
For this reason, with increased ambient air pressure, a higher boiling temperature is required to vaporize a liquid. However, this also means that the molecules in the liquid can pass more easily into the gas phase at a lower ambient pressure. This in turn reduces the amount of energy required by the molecules to enter the gas phase.
Uh-oh, heat energy again. Yeah. Ooh, experiment. Let's go to experiment, guys.
Experiment. The following experiment provides an impressive demonstration of the decrease in boiling temperature with decreasing pressure. For this purpose, a glass with water is placed under a vacuum chamber. A thermometer is placed in the glass to observe the temperature.
Watch this now, guys. Look at the thermometer. What does that C stand for exactly?
Celsius.
I think Celsius, right? Or Kelvin, one of the two.
Nah,
Is that got to do with temperature?
Absolutely. That would be degrees.
What's temperature?
Heat.
I wonder what's causing the water to boil.
Heat.
Gravity.
You sure it's not refraction? Come on, refraction.
That was my second. That was going to be my second answer. Then refraction would have been the third.
Okay.
The thermometer indicates a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Now the vacuum pump is switched on, and thus the pressure is reduced step by step. Below a pressure of about 0.023 bar, one then observes small bubbles rising in the water. This is the typical phenomenon when water boils, with the temperature still at 20 degrees Celsius. And indeed, at a pressure of 0.023 bar, the water already begins to boil at 20 degrees Celsius.
Now listen. Why does the boil at high altitudes and lower temperatures?
We hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful.
Very helpful. Very, very helpful.
Fantastic.
Why? Heat energy causes water to boil. You require less heat energy at lower pressures. More heat energy at higher pressures.
So, like when it's gassing out like that, all the air is leaving the water, right? Pretty much, and it causes the bubble, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's finding equilibrium with the rest of the environment because it's now a vacuum.
Let me say it's magic, Roger. Magic.
It's
Look
magic.
at Sean Hawkins. No change in temperature. So there was heat, Sean.
What?
All he did was reduce the pressure. There was
Yeah.
still heat. There was still heat. It was only 20 degrees Celsius, but it was still heat. Just like my example with the two freezers. You know, one is less cold than the other, which means that it's warmer than the other. So what is cold? Cold is just really less warm. Hot
Yeah,
is
well-
just less cold.
Well,
Yeah.
what is temperature, guys? It's just a measure of hot or cold. That's it.
Yeah. Well, since there's less pressure, it takes less heat to boil the water. Extremely, like, there's no pressure. It would absolutely take no heat to boil.
Okay, let's just place it in a scientific manner to these guys. You can have a hypothesis. Heat causes water to boil. Great. Now you go to experimental phase, and your experimental phase, you're manipulating the amount of heat to cause it to boil. Now remember, what you're keeping constant there, the control would be the air pressure. Great. You just proven that you require enough heat energy at 14.7 psi to boil that water. Or if you see, okay, you have a lesser pressure, which would be a different hypothesis, because now it's, okay, lower air pressure causes water to boil, correct? Because that's a different hypothesis. Now, what you're going to keep constant? The heat, the temperature would be the constant, because that's not the manipulated variable. The manipulated variable in this instance is the air pressure. Guess what was there for that water to boil? Heat. It was just needed less heat for that heat energy to happen, for the heat energy to cause the boiling, because of the air pressure. Remember, you can have more than one cause for the same effect.
Yep.
This is called science, guys. They just
A lot of times you find it's a combination of factors that are responsible for a given result.
go together. Yeah, the air pressure and the temperature is a given. They're always linked, because you can't go anywhere in observable reality where we don't have air pressure. You can't go anywhere in observable reality where there's no heat.
Oh.
It's literally part of nature. They go hand in hand. That's why thermodynamics rules, guys. Thermodynamics destroys the globe.
It does. It does. These
Well,
are physical impossibilities that they propose with the shit that they, with their whole working model that doesn't work.
Look at this. The IV is the cause. No. Definitely. Yes, two causes. Never said air pressure doesn't cause water to boil. We were specifically
There's still
talking about
heat.
heat causes water to boil.
Yeah.
When the less air pressure, the less heat you need. Correct?
Right. And even
That's
though
pretty
what you would consider cold is nothing more than less hot,
Mhm.
it's still heat.
This would be thermodynamics by definition.
Bearded logic, wrong, flat. What are you doing wrong about?
Show evidence
About
of
what? Come in. You know what, bearded logic. Come in and talk to us, and then explain to us what we're wrong about, and show evidence for whatever
Yeah.
you claim.
I think they just got like little cue cards at their desk or something that they just type shit off of it in there. They don't know anything about what they're saying.
You think they have a desk, Sob?
Well, some kind of whatever in a milk crate or whatever.
And
they're
it
sitting
sucks. I got so many citations up specifically for him about the independent variable, because I was hoping he's going to come to, oh, independent variable is not what you manipulate in a scientific experiment.
on. How long did I don't know conspiracy music? Why don't you want a good story? Go and look and see how long it took the Germans to take over France. There's a good war story for you.
Yeah, guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Really appreciate all the support, guys. It sucks that the guy couldn't just debate properly.
Kind of
Who came in and debated?
Frenchy. It wasn't much of a debate, though. The guy literally just came in all rude straight away.
All right.
And then started crying to PJ because he says PJ's not moderating when we haven't even debated yet.
No,
And then
he
when
was
we
the only
do-
one that was being out of line in the first damn place, anyhow. Okay,
Yeah.
well then we'll mute you until the other guy makes his point. That's why you got to have that format.
Mhm.
It's like this. Look, one guy's presenting his argument. You shut up. You don't get to say anything. You just are on mute. Okay, and only the host can unmute you. Only the moderator can unmute you. And that's all.
Mhm.
Then when your time is up, you go on mute and the other guy gets to talk. Now, if you've got a point you want to address that you worried about you're going to forget, have a little pad of paper and a pen right there. And so you can jot down some notes while the other guy's talking, and then you don't have to interrupt. Then when it's your turn, you can jump onto those things. There's plenty of time for the back and forth during the back and forth portion of the debate. But at that point right there, when the one guy's talking, you shut the F up. That's all.
It's as simple as that. Okay. But let's, for instance, say, let's look at the first one. Which one? What's the first one I got up? Explorable. Where is explorable? Yeah. Okay. Independent variable. The independent variable, also known as the manipulated variable, is the factor manipulated in the researcher, and it produces one or more results, known as dependent variables. Uh-oh. How about thoughtco.com? An independent variable is the condition that you change in an experiment. In other words, it is the variable you control. It's called independent because your value does not depend on it and is not affected by the state of any other variable in the experiment. Sometimes you may hear this variable called the control variable because it's the one that is changed. Do not confuse it with control variable, because the variable that is purposely held constant, that it can't affect the outcome of the experiment. Do you understand what this constant is? That when we say heat causes water to boil, the control would be, where am I? Why? You guys can't see. I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I was on another page altogether. This is the one I was on. Sorry. Anyway, when you're saying heat causes water to boil, that's the hypothesis. The hypothesis is the cause for the water to boil is heat. So what is going to be controlled? The air pressure. So if we have a different experiment, a different hypothesis, the air pressure causes water to boil. The control would be the temperature, because you always have heat. So the temperature would stay constant, which in that case is 20 degrees Celsius, and you removed the air. So you manipulated the air pressure. But what was the cause for those molecules to separate? The heat. Because literally kinetic molecule theory is talking about the heat in between those two molecules. The separation of those two molecules is caused by the movement between them, which requires heat energy. No heat energy, no movement. Hence why you can't get a gas to stop moving, because you can't get no heat. It is impossible. It's literally a fundamental natural law. You will always have heat energy. Hence why they can never get to 0 Kelvin.
So let's take that with liquid, and if you drop the temperature down below it and there is no motion in the molecules, it will do what? Become a solid, correct?
Mm-hmm. It goes through phase change. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's look here. Oh, I'm going to have to move my... Go to the bottom. No. What's going on? Go to the bottom. Why is it doing this? I'm trying to... There we go. Sorry. Okay. Explanatory. So, explanatory variable. Did you guys know there's two types of independent variables?
Huh?
Quite interesting. The explanatory variable, also known as the independent or predictive variable, it explains variations in the response variable in the experimental study. It is manipulated by the researcher. So in other words, it's just another way of saying the cause for the effect. A response variable is the dependent, also known as the dependent or outcome variable. Its value is predicted, or its variation is explained by the explanatory variable in the experimental study. This is the outcome that is measured following the manipulation of the explanatory variable. Okay.
It's just basically the same thing as any scientific
Exactly the same. They're just trying to say, yeah, it's all just science. Okay. An independent variable of interest, which you specifically manipulate to test your predefined hypothesis. This is why I specifically ask the Globies all the time. Okay, great. You say gravity causes things. How did you manipulate gravity? I still haven't, till this day, gotten anybody's told me how they manipulated gravity. Because
I
when I
want
ask
to prove gravity.
yeah. Can you guys on the panel tell me, is mass gravity?
No, sir, it's not.
That whole
I
thing
know.
about mass attracting mass. All right, let's just assume
Stupid.
that, okay, that mass attracts mass. Why? Why does mass attract mass? Anybody ever bother to go beyond that point? Anybody ever gone beyond to why? If you believe mass attracts mass, okay, why does it attract each other? I'm not suggesting that it's in any way true, but nobody ever went beyond that. They just go, oh, look, here's this little janky contraption. And, did you see if certain sized objects attracted faster than smaller ones? And,
But you
if it
see,
was consistent?
that's why they came to general relativity, because they're trying to say the why. But when you get to general relativity, it's a mathematical construct in the fourth dimension. It's literally not reality. So their why is not anything other than a thought experiment. It's not reality. There is no science.
Look at what Conspiracy said in here. He said he said he changed he manipulated gravity by going to different places, and I was like, no, man, you manipulated yourself, because you're what changed. You didn't change gravity. You didn't manipulate gravity. You manipulated your location, retard.
Oh
Jeez,
my
and this guy's got the nuts to come in and talk to say I'm stupid and shit. This is the guy.
But isn't this the same argument that FTFE gave me when I debated him on science that time? Yeah, your independent variable was location. So not gravity then. Hello?
Well, if you're changing elevations and stuff, your air pressure around you would actually decrease and increase. So it would change somewhat the vector of what your weight would be. Due to
Yeah,
the
the
medium
less
you're in.
pressure, the more you're going to weigh. The less the air pressure, the more you're going to weigh.
Dang.
Not
That's
hard.
gravity? Okay. We'll go with that.
Yeah, because it's not hard to understand. If you're claiming gravity is the cause for something, well, then manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's no two ways about it. Because you can't manipulate gravity, you can't claim science.
No, and it's claimed as fact. I still don't get this. I still don't get why it's claimed as fact. It's ridiculous.
I think Sean Hawkins just likes to ad hom people constantly. Is that similar?
Sean Hawkins likes to open his
Sean
mouth.
Hawkins, you see, Sean Hawkins is, how can I say? He's trying very hard to make himself not feel stupid, but the problem is he's so stupid he doesn't realize every time he opens his mouth he makes himself look more stupid.
My wife's watching this in the front room, and I went in there to get a cigarette. And she goes, Sean's in there calling you guys stupid. And she goes, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're like the stupidest person I've ever seen on the internet.
By the way, Sean, the link is above there. It'll be
I'm
great
not
if you come educate us.
I'm not running. I'm right here.
Yeah, since it is a debate evening, you can come and debate. Solve the rest of us will be quiet. We'll all
Absolutely.
moderate and keep quiet and let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, man.
Solve's right here.
I'll moderate if you like. Still.
I just hope he does better than when he tried to debate me on level, because damn, he suffered.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. He'd get so much more, I think, out of life if he wasn't such a turd. You know?
Good.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Sean Hawkins. Solve is in here waiting for you, because you're saying he's running from you, but he's literally here saying, come.
I'll put a chain
Oh,
on
yeah.
PJ so he don't get you mad, dude.
All you have to do is prove that the Earth is a globe. That's all you have to do. With proof beyond a reasonable doubt. something exclusive to a globe. You have that? No? You're going to blow out a piece of paper and look like an idiot so people can make videos about it and shit?
He's still going on about Flash's mind to him.
I got that right here on my computer, man. I have that.
It's so good.
So, Flash, what did you lie to Sean about again? He's still going on about it for some reason.
Oh, Sean, everything anybody says, if it comes from a flat earther, Sean will say they're all lying. He doesn't. He's so hypocritical. Biggest liar going about. You know what I mean? And we're all liars.
Of course he'll ever say that. That's because he's delusional, man. Oh my word.
Who made this?
Oh my word. There we go, Sean. The new responsible. Thank you, Sean.
Throwing out the 666s as well.
Piece of shit.
No, the air pressure without containment, ladies and gentlemen, by Sean Hawkins.
He's a banger on that flute, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Well, there's a hell of a delay because I'm just now hearing that. I'm still hearing that song in the front room.
I hear it in through yours as well, there. So if I can hear it going on the TV, it's a bit of a delay, about 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, it is. That's quite a delay. Come on up, brother. Come on up. Let's see about the gas pressure without containment. Come on up here and blow for us again, because we know that's what you do best is blow.
Remember when Sean said I was lying about him? He didn't say what he said.
Like in their longitude latitude calculations for where they're making the shots, they never use the Coriolis. It's 0 on it.
Are you
No,
I think I
You're
found
wrong.
it, Sean. This way you couldn't really hear because you're talking so much, but I
Nope,
think I
not
found
wrong.
it. Because it says I didn't show him saying that. You know what planar geometry is, Sean?
I absolutely know what planar geometry is. We don't measure the
And
Earth with
according to
planar
planar-
geometry. We measure the Earth with spherical geometry.
Actually, no.
No,
Today
did I
it's
say
planar
that
geometry.
we don't use it? No, we don't measure the Earth with planar geometry. We measure it with geosurveying, which is not planar geometry. Geosurveying
they
takes
use
in
planar
uses
surveying.
spherical excess and spherical trigonometry to measure the Earth.
No,
So you
that's
don't even understand that
calculation.
simple thing, man.
No, that's
All measurements are
calculated
all
after
measurements are
planar-
calculated. All measurements are calculated.
Mm-hmm.
They're not measured,
You're
they're
wel-
calculated, yes.
Because he said he didn't say that.
He did say
I brought it
that.
up, and that's what he's still saying. Oh, I lied. No, I didn't lie. Literally got it up on screen again for you, man. What's wrong with Sean?
I don't know.
No,
Man.
I really don't know. I've prayed
I
for
think
him.
he's got worms, man.
I prayed for him live in one of my streams. Since he says I don't pray and that, you got to pray for him live one day in my stream.
Yeah, we said a little prayer for Sean. Yeah,
You
that was
did.
fun.
You did. Absolutely. And for a few other people.
Hey, conspiracy music retard. It's all in the same contained system. There could be no pressure of a gas whatsoever, gradient or not, dynamic nor static, without physical containment. And until you can demonstrate otherwise using the scientific method, this axiom will remain true.
Okay.
If we were an open system, it would run out of energy eventually, right, So
I'm going to bring Sean. Yeah, I'm
no.
going to bring Sean Hawkins' favorite program up, Paint. So we're going to explain this as dumbed down as possible to you guys again, okay? Let's take a fish tank in an aquarium.
A container.
Oh,
Yeah, we're there. And we're going to put some water in that fish tank.
the container.
Now,
Hey, is this
we're gonna have-
three-dimensional container, by the way? Hold on.
yeah.
Okay.
Now we're going to have little fishies. Just going to
Mm.
say that this is a fishy, okay? A fishy or whatever.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish. It doesn't matter.
Like
And
Antarctica.
Cloudfish.
the one jellyfish says to the other one, "Hey, dude, do you know we're contained?" The other guy says, "No way. We're not contained." The other guy says, the other jellyfish says to him, "Yes, our whole observational reality is in a contained system." The other guy says, "No, that's not true." And then one jellyfish says to him, "Yes, you see this water we are in, it has to be contained to have the water to breathe." The other one says to him, "Well, we got gradients."
Yep.
Yeah, so okay. So it is more pressure lower down than up. The other guy said, "Yes, but to have that pressure gradient, we have to have the contained system." The guy says, "But we have pressure gradients." And the other one says, "Yes, but you need the contained system to have the pressure gradients. If you have no container," let's do it this way. If we have no container, what would happen, guys? No water.
Yeah, water.
Weird.
Does
huh?
that sum it
Yes.
down to you guys very dumbed down?
And then the fishes, and then no cloudfish after that.
We got another idiot saying that gravity is now the container all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to see a container of gas. Go down to Walmart and get you some. I'll tell you what. Go down to one of the medical supply places and get a tank of oxygen. Just say, "I don't want to pay the deposit for the tank. Just give me an armload of oxygen.
Yeah.
Gravity will contain it for me."
I
Mhm.
wonder if that video from Sean's still up where he says go get a bucket of butane.
Well, will it be a liquid? So, they seem to have a problem understanding states of matter as well. And I'm going to show Sean. I have a beautiful picture of the firmament, and I'm going to show it to you as soon as I get it here. This is lovely. You're going to love it. So just hold tight for 1 minute here. Let me pull that up. I'll put it over here so I can be on the stream. All right. Here it is. You're always asking for pictures of it. There it is. Wait,
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
there it is right there. Do you see that?
And you know what's awesome about this rift in the dome?
Mm,
I can see it literally move over the night sky at home.
Mhm.
there you go.
But that right
Pretty
there is a beautiful photograph of the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
These people, they say, "Well, that's I said, "Well, what do you think you're looking at? Do you think you're looking out into infinity or something ridiculous like that? You're just looking at the ceiling, man."
Exactly.
Their height to their ceiling is incredible, though, isn't it? What? A couple of
But I mean,
trillion
let's
light years?
all- Doesn't it describe it as vaulted?
Vaulted event. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. We can take it biblically and we can take it natural law based and scientific, and it all comes to what? An enclosed system. What do the globies have? oh no, it's open because I believe a thing that I can't tell you what it is holding it in, and I don't know how it works, and but it's there because I believe it.
Somebody
Even though
asked me how
it's
far
violating
away that
natural
was.
law.
Somebody asked me how far away that was. I don't know. I've never measured it. I wouldn't even be able to comprehend how to measure it. It's massively high. Yes.
Show the
Show
video.
the video. Thank you very much, Mr. Jingle, for your £2. I really appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate all the support. He says, show the video of you wanting anti-gravity boots. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You got some anti-gravity boots? Where are they?
I mean, if you ever said that, that might have been a joke. But come on, if you're talking about,
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe you have, Mr. Jingles, maybe you got more context of that, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's what you call that portion of the ceiling with the lights in it that you see every night. Is you call it the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know why you call it a galaxy if that means like collection of those little lights. Okay.
It's called the Milky Way galaxy, but yeah, we say it's the rift in the dome.
How do you know? What do you think you're looking off into like billions of miles and shit like that? No, you're not. You're
You
just
can
looking
see
at
that far? You can actually resolve things at billions of miles away from you.
the light that we're seeing now in them stars, them stars died a long time ago. We're just seeing it now. We're just seeing the light.
Yeah, we're seeing in the past, man.
Yeah, of course.
And they know that for some because of reasons.
Yeah.
Liar, doesn't know his Bible. The birds fly upon the face of the firmament in Genesis. No, they fly in Shamayim, the open heaven, which means
The
it's
face
in
of
the firmament.
Yeah.
It's in
There's
the
a face to
firmament.
it? There's not
Yeah,
a face to
so
the firmament.
we've explained this many times. I can't believe I keep on having to do this.
Not hard.
Where's your bucket at?
You bucket.
The bouquet? You know what I'm on about.
Is Vicky still alive?
I don't know. Is he going live?
Oh, Vicky's been on
This-
for hours.
This would now be the dome or the firmament. Okay, when it says the birds fly in the firmament, where is it in the firmament? Or how about God placed the sun, moon, and stars in the firmament? Oh no, in the firmament. Get it? Quite crazy.
Very much so.
Look at this.
Show physical proof, the fact that we physically have air.
Mm-hmm. Liar, Church on Fire says, leave a comment when stream ends. You don't know Hebrew. Is that true? You want to come test me on Hebrew, Liar? Come on, come live.
Oh, and
'Cause
I
I can
just showed,
guarantee you, I can
I showed
guarantee
you
you I know a
physical
lot more about Hebrew than you.
I showed you physical proof, Sean. I showed you a photograph of it.
Yeah, she's still
Yeah,
alive.
show it again, just for Sean.
Okay, hang on, I got it right.
I'll even put his comment up just so everybody can see. No proof, no dome. There we go. There's the proof of the dome, Sean. There's the picture of it.
Beautiful,
There it is,
though.
right there.
Beautiful.
There.
That,
Dome
that's
proof.
a picture of an ever-expanding universe. Did you know that, guys?
Of course.
You know, it's just like Psalms 19:1 says. It says, the heavens declare his glory, and the firmament showeth his
His
handiwork.
handiwork.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. You're looking at it.
Have you guys ever like looked at like the sky and just wondered, wow, God's a great artist? I mean, even if you look at clouds and stuff, sometimes you think that looks painted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some breathtaking views. And people lose sight of that. They don't take it for the appreciation of it, and they don't have the gratitude for it. And that's one of the things that'll bring things to you is that gratitude, you know, because you reap what you sow.
Yep.
And that right there, that's humbling, man. That's extremely humbling.
I don't see how there's any atheists walking around that if anybody ever goes outside and deals with anything in nature or in the heavenly realm would actually come back home and go, well, I don't think there's a God, damn it. I don't understand that.
Yeah. It's like that thing I show on my at my intro. A lot of times I'll show that, and it's two babies in the womb. And they're talking, and they say, you know, do you believe in life after birth? or after delivery. And the other one says, oh, no, there's just nothing, And he says, well, maybe there's not. Maybe it's just different. Maybe there'll be light, and maybe we'll be able to eat with our mouths, and we'll be able to use our arms and our legs. And the guy says, the other one says, that's impossible. The umbilical cord is the only scientific way for us to be able to eat, and we'd have no use for our arms or legs. What is that going to do for us? And he says, well, maybe we'll even meet Mother. And he goes, oh my God, you believe in Mother? I don't see Mother. And the other baby says, well, Mother's all around us. And sometimes when you be real quiet and still, you can hear Mother talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what a great analogy.
It is.
So the mother would be a contained system, right? Would the mother have
Well, everything's contained, isn't it? Everything's contained. Everything is got contained.
You're a container. You're a container full of containers.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. My veins have got blood. That's a container. My veins are inside my body. That's a container.
Your nerves are inside of a sheath. That's a container. Your muscles are encapsulated under your skin, which is a container.
Yeah.
Your brain is inside your skull, which is a container. Your lungs are in air because they're a container. So there you are, a container full of containers inside of a big container.
Exactly that.
Sean Hawkins, I'm sorry to break it to you, man. My left toe has more intelligence than you.
Oh my God!
What a statement!
Listen. This is no shit. This is no shit. People that had never even seen him before have come over, and Sean Hawkins be on a video or something on the TV, and they go, "Oh my God, who is this idiot?" I'm not kidding, man. This guy's like a legend in his own mind or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even my wife's like, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody that ever hears Sean Hawkins, even from the Globe side, by the way, they think he's a moron. So, then what does it tell you, Sean? Maybe it's time to get over your idiocy and just accept that, well, this game you're playing is not helping you.
If you have a vase and it thinks it's full, no more water can go into that vase. And even though it's half empty, the lid's still on, and you're never going to gain more water into it. So a person that thinks that they know everything is never going to learn anything. It takes a bit of humble. You have to humble yourself. You see, you got to stop being your biggest fan and realize that you're just another swinging dick on the planet, man.
Right.
That's just the way my dad used to always say it. And I'm like, you're just walking around here the same as everybody else, having an experience, and you need to, start doing your experience and stop living others. Somebody tell you some bullshit, and you, based on your perception of who they are, is going to be the deciding factor on whether you buy it or not. This is why everybody buys into the crap from school. You're rewarded for believing it and regurgitating it, and people tell you you're smart. But did you ever really think it over? This is why it's such a sock in the stomach when you start going over this gas pressure without physical containment. It's just like not ever going to happen. Sorry.
No.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I just want to point out, liar, just as I said, you're ignorant. See what he writes? Genesis 1:20, the birds fly upon the face of the firmament. They are flying against the lowest solid portion. No. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
Which is the sky.
So, literally on screen, liar, liar, church on fire, means you're the liar, liar, pants on fire.
Church on fire. What the heck?
This is why when you get these atheists that think they know the Bible, when they actually can come on, they show they actually know nothing. Hence why they never show up here. He's probably a Sean Hawkins wannabe.
Well, it doesn't take much. All you need is a YouTube channel and 2 viewers.
And a 3D printer, and then moan you don't have money for food.
There you go.
Well, he has 8
Yeah.
at least, I think. So I think he's got 8 of them, maybe.
Yeah, that was
So
an easy
my
debunk.
son Ryan's going to have a show here at 5. I'm going to pop
Oh,
off
nice.
here in a few minutes.
yeah.
Up over there.
I keep forgetting. I still remember Ryan still wanted to debate me on that. I
Yeah,
don't remember what the subject was.
I don't recall what it is. Maybe I'll bring it up.
It was such a long time ago. We just keep on having an impasse. We're just not
Well,
getting there.
supposedly there's somebody coming on that's got information. I don't know, something about where the Lisbeth from TFE, where she actually came from, and I don't know. I guess some information that we don't already have. It might already be information that we have, but I do have to admit that was quite curious. Her being chosen amongst everyone else, especially somebody who is extremely qualified with all the camera and filters, and had already been doing sun observations and everything else like that. And then they just pull this girl from some obscure social media app that nobody's literally heard of. You know, I thought that was kind of sus.
Yeah, but I mean that's
I'm not
that's
trying
something
to
you,
disparage her. I'm just saying that's just was really sus, given
yeah,
what.
but that's the one thing we've been saying from the beginning, though. We know nothing about her,
Yeah.
like as in nothing. She just popped out of nowhere.
Right.
This is for Liar. It says, go to the Hebrew. It's literally what I had up. Shamayim. That means firmament of heaven. Heaven, sky. There we go. Visible heaven, sky. Abode of the stars. What does that mean? Oh, where the stars are. The universal atmosphere. Heaven as abode of God. So God's in the sky. Uh-oh. Anyway. God's very easy to debunk.
I don't understand what these people think they're looking at when they look up there. I mean, they've been told that these are little balls of gas that somehow are on fire, unfathomable distances away. You know, and they just go, oh, and they believe it based on their perception of who told it to them. That's it. It's like these people that are pushed at you throughout your education years. There's always like these in literature. Why do they always push Chaucer and Shakespeare? What was so great about them, especially compared to all the works that have been put out since then? You know, but they always focus on these certain things like that, and it's sort of like so that you think that that's great literature. Is it really? No, not compared to a lot of things I've read. It's not really that good. You know, I understand they might not have had a whole lot back then, but I mean, come on, there's been a lot of stuff written since then that's way better, way more entertaining, a much more in-depth plot, but they want to push those same ones. Well, it's the same thing. They give you your perception of what by, Einstein and Kepler and all these other people and shit, even if they didn't even exist. Aristophanes, you know, and it's, look at there's this shit that they've pushed at us all these years. So that's absolutely through their perception that they think that that's what it is. They have no idea what they're looking at.
The standard of philosophy is like what Socrates or
Socrates.
yeah, you get my point.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I'm messing.
Come on.
So great. Yeah, all these Greeks. Why always this focus on these Greeks all the time?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's really sus. All the time, all of a sudden, it was all these Greeks, and everybody else in the world had a flat Earth cosmology, and then all of a sudden, the Greeks. No, it ain't that. Sounds like to me like they're just kind of obstinate, you know.
There we go. He just told me I'm lying. I'm deceitful.
Oh, for goodness.
Here's the Hebrew Bible for you. And God said, let the water swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let the fowl fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. Shamayim. Shamayim.
You know, I mean, you give them the proof, you put the evidence right there in front of them, and it's like, no, that's not it. You're still lying.
God.
It's
Don't know-
backwards, I'm telling
Don't
you.
know how
It's
to break it to you,
strangling.
man. Don't know how to break it to you, but yeah, it's literally Shamaim, man. It's heaven.
Excuse me.
Now
Oh,
that's
wow.
read from that Hebrew. That's read from right to left.
Right to left, yeah.
Is it from bottom to top? No, I guess it's top
No,
to
it's
bottom.
just right to left.
Still top to
Still
bottom.
top to bottom,
Okay.
but it's right to left, yeah.
Mm.
Remember, they don't have any vowels, so it's kind of vowel consonants, you can say, with the dots and the lines, which
Right.
gives it a different meaning.
Wow.
He's
All
still
in the
saying
end, though.
written
In
on
the
the
end,
face
it's
of the
all-
firmament.
In
I
the end,
literally
it's all
just showed you the
picture.
Hebrew Bible. This guy, he's a Sean Hawkins. I'm sorry. This guy's literally a Sean Hawkins.
It's nuts, man. Yeah, it
Oh,
must be
man.
a Sean. Maybe he's mentor. You know, Sean's got him under his wing or something. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I can't believe I was so hoping for a debate tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to jet. I'm gonna go over onto Ryan's stream. And,
Awesome, man. Say hi to Ryan for me.
I will.
Yeah.
And I'll ask him
And
about that.
hopefully there's some good information being.
Yeah, I am too. I'm kind of going into it cold, so we'll see.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Peace
Yeah,
out.
bro. Take care, man.
Blessings. Thanks for
See you
coming,
later,
man.
Sean.
I
Boring
wonder what
so far.
information you can bring.
Huh.
Burn the corporate fiction. Let's see. I wonder when he's going to be live. One waiting. It starts at 11:05.
For you.
11:45. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll probably watch it tomorrow sometime and see.
Well,
if
I'm
I
on tonight, and I won't be able to watch. I'm on tonight anyway, about 11. Well, I set it for 11:30 because I didn't know how long you'd be in here in the debate, but that was no debate.
Yeah, I was really hoping for an actual debate. Just have to shout out for tomorrow, guys.
Oh, great. I can't wait.
Let me share it because tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Central African time. Woohoo! Satan short season. It's heretical. Roundtable discussion.
Nice.
Really think it's going to be great. Something you don't want to miss, guys. Hey, 4Jacks, welcome to King Rooster, man. Really appreciate it.
Nice.
Project, man. Shout out.
Yeah. So it's going to be exciting because it's myself, Michael Kahn, King Nico, Charles, Josh Monday, Dave from Jesus Free Computer Geek, Adam from he's a Here I Am Lord Send Me, PJ Cruikshank, Angling for Truth, and Steve from Hey Dude.
Nice.
Going to be exciting. Nice. We're going to be discussing Satan's Sword season, little season, and explaining why it's heretical.
Okay, which one is it? Little or short? Tell me, quick.
It's meant.
It depends. It depends on the translation, but most of the translations, like the King James and things, say little.
I think it's a. I think that's a Mandela as well. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know
King
PJ
Jack,
was
what's
fishing
up?
for that.
How's it going, King Jack?
Hello.
Oh, get ready.
I'm
Yeah.
just keeping you in the background just in case for now. Sorry, King Jack. We've had too much close calls before. But you are in the backstage. You are able to talk.
He's typing.
He's typing.
Is it going to be one of those instead of not being able to actually talk?
Yeah, his mic doesn't
What's
work.
up, yeah. Don't see your mic's broken. Just talk. I'm not sitting here waiting for messages to come through. We're not emailing each other. Come on. Just bloody talk. Just talk, bro.
Oh, there we go. Homos United tomorrow's show.
Almost.
And then calling us a moron. Okay.
Like he thinks I have a brain. That moron PJ thinks he's got a brain. I know I've got a brain. I know,
He
but
uses it
See,
daily, I
guys,
think.
this is all these guys have. It's literally all these guys.
if I didn't have a brain, I would be an inanimate object.
You'd be a vegetable, PJ.
Exactly. Which is not true.
Brian's on the leg.
There we go. Let's see if he can come in now. Oh wait, he's not going to be able to come in now.
Okay. I'm not interested in what you're going to say.
He can't come in anymore. Ha ha.
Okay. That's a shame. Oh, I got my stream going on Rumble and on 2 YouTube channels.
Dude, I was saying it's good that you're on Rumble because it's actually better because a lot of things you guys discuss and show are fringe on YouTube policies.
Yeah.
So you have more freeway there on Rumble to do it.
I mean, what kind of insult is that, saying I haven't got a brain? Because everybody knows that everybody's got a brain. He was implying that I'm stupid. So his statement should have been something along the lines of, he thinks he's got intellect. He thinks he's intelligent. Not he thinks he's got a brain. That's a crap bloody insult.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got a brain.
That liar church on fire guy still calling me the seven, saying I'm wrong. He can literally come on right now and he can discuss this so we can show him, like I've been showing him all night, how wrong he is.
You just did show him he was wrong. So
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, I know. Is he just like calling you names, poking at you? Is that what he's doing? It's a waste of time.
The guy literally doesn't understand what's going on.
PJ, you're demonstrating the mental capacity to type on a keyboard. Amazing.
Sorry, bro.
You're literally showing a mental capacity and a physical prowess to type on a keyboard. You must not be intelligent.
No, that's magic because I haven't got a brain. His magic is doing that, bro. It's magic. I just type into Vicky. She's finished the stream now.
Oh, nice.
She's just streaming us for a while. She just went on just blather and rubbish, and it's people like it, so yeah, fair play. She's got to do it more often, just a stream for a chat, just to talk nonsense.
I don't get what closeted means. I know what they're referring to, but I don't know how I'm closeted. I go outside, I deal with people on a regular basis.
Okay, I'm going to have the actual study Hebrew Bible for him because he still says I'm wrong.
I think he's talking about me because he put my name in there.
Okay.
And PJ thought he has a brain, closeted brain. So I think he's on about me.
Yeah.
I'm closeted. Nice.
Well, come out of that closet, PJ. Come on.
No, it's a lovely container.
You see, and Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life and fell, that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. Nefesh Sharet Sahim Yesharitzu Elohim Yahomar. Hashayim, that's Yashayim, that's the heaven. Get it? Shamayim, there we go. The second form of being dual in an unused singular from used root meaning to be lofty. The sky. The visible arch which the clouds move, as well as the higher ether where the celestial bodies resolve. So, what now? He says I'm wrong. I literally got it on screen for you.
He's not even replying in chat. Where are you at? You're watching? No?
He says there's no word for open. Literally there is. Panah.
I'm way off.
Thank you. It's okay. Panah is the face and the open is panim. The open firmament.
He doesn't like the way you pronounce words, Flats. What's wrong with him?
Well, the guy doesn't know anything. He's literally a Sean Hawkins.
Okay. So that's his rebuttal to all this proof you're showing him is you don't pronounce things correctly, sir.
Yeah, that's all he has at the end of the day.
Is he a Hebrew scholar himself?
No, the guy doesn't even know basic Hebrew words.
I'm not that good at it. In particular, I know the baser words. That's about it.
He clearly has no idea what he's talking about.
Now,
Anyway,
what's the Hebrew word for face, Pete? I mean, Flats.
huh?
What's the Hebrew word for face?
Paim.
Okay. You say he's trimming that out for somebody. I don't know who, but
He can trim it out all he wants.
Yeah.
He's gonna just embarrass himself more.
okay.
Do this all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
You literally show them the evidence right in front of them. It's right there in front of their eyes. It's like, no, it doesn't say that. Well, what? It's right in front of your yaks. Come on, open.
Let me put it up for him again. Ponim. There we go. Face, faces, face, present, person. Okay? That's what open is. It's literally what open is in the Hebrew word.
This fit guy that's in here, he's trying to tell everybody he's debunking flat Earth with longitude and latitude. Now, I think your radius has been debunked a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. There we go. See? What's that? Following the manner of open. What does it say? Panim for open.
You can pull up definitions for these people and they still don't get it.
Guy's a clown, man. Anyway, what you guys are closing statements?
That was a super duper duper debate. I mean, the format, lovely. Loved the format. I stuck to it. Everybody stuck to it. No, it was all good. Perfect debate. No,
It was a
no
bit difficult, though.
losers. You know.
I think you did a good job, PJ, for what we could do. Because it wasn't much of a debate. I think the guy literally just came to waste our time.
He came to troll, literally straight off. He was being obtuse. You know what I mean? He was being a dick. But rest of it was a good chat. It was a good blather. Loved it.
The thing is, Candy, that when it talks about panim and it talks about open or face, it's the Hebrew language. They have the same word for different meanings. So, like in Genesis 1, where God was on the face of the waters, it's also panim, and then open fields, which would be also panim. Simple as that.
I got to close the statement. Gas can't collapse on top of itself and create a star. It won't explode.
No.
Exactly.
And, you know, goes against entropy. Goes against
How am I lying when I literally had the citation for you from multiple different places?
I don't know, dude. Don't get it. You're just a liar, Flatzoid. That's all I'm going to say next.
It's ironic coming from a guy that's literally his name is Liar.
Yeah, there you go. It's a shame I missed that debate, though. I heard it was a killer one.
Oh, it was beautiful. You see the you can see the format in private. Look at the top. Go to the top of private. There's the format.
Okay.
That was the format.
Probably pretty simple, wasn't it?
I set my timer. I set my timer on my watch for the 6.5 minutes because he'd already started talking. And that was it. I mean, by the time I started my timer, he'd stop talking. I'm like, what? I says, you're forgoing the rest of your time then. Then Flack debunked what he said in 2 seconds. So that we didn't even get past the first affirmative case.
Okay. You know what? I think just before we end, let's do this just for him again.
I think he says, "Oh no! If
Hello,
you
for
have
those-
no brain, why are they always watching you?"
That's also true.
This whole
Nice.
biblical and flat Earth is dying daily, so that's why all these people show up here to watch it.
Yeah. Let's see if Liar is going to listen again.
Those of you who have been wondering, where is my Hebrew this week? Here is a look at the Hebrew of Genesis 1:20. So see if you can translate this if you've had Hebrew before or been following along. Here is my translation. So, Vayomer Elohim, and God said, we've seen that a lot. You might just kind of tuck that away. And God said, let teem the waters with teem, or let swarm the water with swarm. Hebrew does this kind of
just like we read in
for
that
emphasis,
original
it
Hebrew
repeats
text, which I read to
both
earlier.
the verb and the noun form. Dying you shall die. Here it is. Let swarm the swarms. Let the swarms swarm. Kind of emphasis to it. We might call that pleonasm, fullness, moreness. But anyway, let the swarm swarm. Let the swarms swarm. Nefesh kaya, living soul.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticket.
Oh, this is interesting because we often assume that what a word means in English is what it means when we read it in the Bible. But of course,
Did you hear that? You hear that, Liar? We often assume that what a word means in English is often used in the Bible, Hebrew Bible. Busy making my point, yeah?
the words of the Bible took their meaning, original meaning, from the way words were used when Genesis was written in this case. So the meaning of the word soul, and you won't find a translation that translates soul because this would not be a good translation. Living things, I think, living beings, living creatures are probably how most translations do it. But it gives us insight, I think, into the word nephesh, into the word soul. That soul in Hebrew is not an eternal, detachable part of a person. That's not part of the Hebrew worldview or the Hebrew paradigm of a person. A soul, and you'll notice, you may not have noticed. Okay, so putting it all together, and God said, let the waters teem, let the waters swarm with a swarm of living creature, and let the bird fly over the land, on the face of the firmament of the skies. Okay, well, let's look into more detail here. And said God, and let God say, let the seas swarm. And here I think I'm going to correct. Let the soul, bird let fly. Let bird fly
over the land, over the face of dome. Okay. Let me put this. There we go. Okay. And the bird fly over the land, over the face of the dome and the skies. So what's the sky? Shamahim, like I said, the open heaven. So it's over the earth, not the firmament. It's in the heaven, in the firmament, the open fields, the open heaven. No, that's not what you were saying. You were saying the face of the... Look what you're saying. Okay, maybe we had an impasse because I was understanding you were saying it's not over the earth. Well, then I apologize, liar, because I understood as you were saying it was in the firmament.
Flats, I've got to go. Sorry to interrupt. I've got to go somewhere before I go live and that to get something. So I'm gonna have to leave right now, and I'll see you in the morning though. For
Later,
thanks.
PJ.
We're gonna end now anyway.
Thanks.
So yeah, I
for the
apologize, liar. I totally misunderstood what you were saying.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, thanks for the moderation experience again.
Moderation experience.
Yeah,
It happens here on Flatzoids.
You know, like everything I've moderated is usually being okay. It's either been sound, nothing, no arguments, nothing like that, or total mess.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of thing. But yeah, that's good. Right, I'm gonna have to jet off. Bless you guys. Ta-ta.
Just PJ.
Ta-ta.
Thanks for coming, man.
No problem.
Later, PJ.
Yes, Lai
No,
was
just that.
correct, guys. I was misunderstanding what he was saying. So I am sorry about that. Okay. But anyway, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow morning, remember, 11 o'clock Central African time for Satan's Little Season Roundtable Chat. Really, really respect you guys. Yeah, hope to see you guys there. And please share the show. Cheers, guys. Many blessings. Bye.